Hello there and welcome back to Minecraft, and as you can see, I have some turtle eggs. And this is because I think it's finally time to start my my main starter base. You know, I've been living out of a villager house for now, and it's kind of just been terrible. Don't really have enough space, and yeah, it's time to move on. So the only problem with this plan is I want to build my starter base out there in the water, and I don't have respiration, so I'm going to try and get a turtle helmet so I can actually, build my base without drowning. So unfortunately, I gotta wait for these eggs to hatch, which is taking forever. But yeah, so I'm just gonna sit here and see if that'll ever happen. Maybe I'll collect some bone meal, or my inventory's full. Let's see. No one's hatched yet. Oh! Oh! There's baby turtles in there now! Yay! Now, if these zombies would go away, I'd go in and say hello to my new turtle friends. Ah, there's a creeper over here. Horsey, let's go. Whee! Haha, you can't catch me, you stupid zombies. Okay, this is just ridiculous. Alright, you know what? I don't care if the zombies break down the door. Actually, I don't think they saw me go in. Nice. Alright, well, now that we got some peace, look at the cute little baby turtles. Yes, hello. Look at the cute little baby turtles. They are cute and tiny. Look how tiny they are. So I think it's when these guys grow up, they give me the thing I need to make the turtle shell, whatever it's called. So, like, I don't think I even need to kill them. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. Oh. Okay, so there's one of the things I need. So I think I need 5 of them. And that should happen if these guys decide to grow up. Yes, I know, you're trying to get to the ocean. I'll let you loose at some point. So I made this little enclosure just for hatching these guys, but I'm thinking that actually what I'll do is at some point I'll get some coral or something, or actually no, the coral dies when it's out of the water. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to make this very nice. Oh, did that guy grow up? Yep, he grew up already. So now... Does he think these doors are closed? He does. I cannot reach that. Yeah, that's funny. They won't pass. Huh. Oh, might as well collect the other things as they grow up. Wait, is there another? Shouldn't there be another one of those green things? Because I think there's... Oh no, there's only 4 of you, not 5. Okay. Turtle shell. And there, so now I should be able to breathe underwater to some extent. I don't know exactly how this works. So it's basically, it gives me 10 seconds of water breathe. So it gives me 10 extra seconds. Alright, well, that's not exactly what I was hoping for, but that should be enough to at least get to work on our starter base. You know, I'm actually kind of a little disappointed about that. I thought it was going to be more than that. I've never actually used one of these before, so I didn't know. So yeah, I have now run into the problem that my starter house here that I stole from a villager, it's just, I'm so disorganized. I don't really have enough space in here for storage or workstations or anything. So I really need to just take the time and build my actual starter base. So let's head over. So now obviously when I'm recording this, it's around Christmas time. It might not be by the time I'm done building, or by the time I get around to releasing this, it might not be Christmas anymore, but obviously that's when I'm recording it. So I have what I think should be enough material to build at least the main structure of it. I might be missing some parts here and there. So I'm going to find a random spot to dump my stuff. I'm going to put my helmet in here so I don't lose it. Oh, by the way, so in the last episode, I got my cute little cat, Smokey. Well, we had a bit of a tragedy. So I was over here in my little farming area. I was growing some melons because I was trading with villagers. Sorry about the noise above me. My family is kind of loud. So I had Smokey here with me, and I made him sit because he was trying to kind of just getting in my way. And then a watermelon grew on the block where Smokey was, and he suffocated before I realized. So it was a sad day. I actually ended up just stopped playing for the day. I was so devastated. But Smokey will not be forgotten, and I'm going to dedicate my starter base to Smokey. So where'd our horse go? I was going to say let's hop on our horse and head out, but you know what? You're too much trouble. You're just going back in the stable for now. Yeah, I built a little stable for my horse. I don't remember if I did that in the last episode, but I don't even remember if I had a horse in the last episode, but whatever. And now we gotta pick out an actual spot. So, I mean, I just know somewhere in this general area I want to build it. Ooh, actually, while I'm here, I'll grab this crafting bench. I'll take that. So let's go find where we actually want to build. I kind of just know somewhere in this general area, but let's see. So I plan on eventually building some bridges across here, so nothing directly there. At some point, there might be some sort of harbor here, so maybe I will build... I don't want it to be too far from shore. You know what? We are going to build right here. You know what? We're gonna build right here. Alright, so now that we've picked out our spot, let's get started building. Here we go. So I'm really happy with how this came out, even though it's not actually done yet. So from these grindstones, I'm eventually going to be having chains hanging, going all the way down to the seafloor there. And there are going to be anvils hanging there as anchors. I don't have enough iron yet to do that. But besides that, I think it's pretty much done. So if we take a look around out here, I think it's fairly well detailed on the outside. I named it the SV Enterprise. It had to be called the Enterprise because I'm a huge Star Trek geek. Then I even went so far as to add the rudder down there, which I didn't need to do. I just thought it would look cool. I'm not sure about the sandstone. I might change it. I was trying to go for a wall so it'd be solid that kind of matched the birch, because underneath the water line is birch and then above is oak here. So I'm not so sure about the sandstone though. It doesn't really match. I might change it at some point, but it could be worse. So now we've gotten a fairly good look around the outside. Let's head on up and take a look at the inside, because I did put a bit on the inside already. I don't think it's completely done. So first, we'll come up here. We have our bell. This is what I wanted the bell for that I stole in the previous episode from the village. I wanted it for this. More fun than it really should be. And then we got our steering wheel here, which I thought this was a good use for the lightning rod. Obviously, it's kind of a dinky steering wheel, but, you know, I mean, we can actually turn it, if that counts for anything. So now, this whole thing is spawn-proof. That's something that I always make sure with my builds that I make it spawn-proof, because I want to feel safe in my own base. So now, down here, it is just well lit enough. But then up there, I did have to put trapdoors and carpets just because it wasn't well lit, and I was gonna have torches up there, but I didn't think it looked good, so I removed them and added the other stuff. I mean, around the ship, obviously, I have lanterns, and that's a nice way to light things up. So now in here, this is where the chains for the anchors are going to go, and they're going to come here. I don't know what it would be called, but this would be the thing that it would wrap around when you lift the anchors out of the water. Just a lectern, but I thought it matched what I was going for. I was thinking either that or an anvil, but I think the lectern works. Back here, I have my cabin with my bed and my valuables chest, which is pretty pathetic, to be honest. And we do have a nice view. Now, I have plans for over there, so our view will be getting better over time. Alright, so now if we head below, we have first here, this is kind of a workspace area. So we got our crafting bench, we got our saw, whatever it's called, but stone cutter. We got an anvil. I'm gonna add more workstations as needed, and then we have a little smelting set up here. I'm gonna remove this because I realized like there's not enough space to actually have the items feed out anywhere. Well, actually, I'll have to figure something out with this because, like, I don't know. I'll have to figure this out, maybe make it a little bit better. But if it has to stay just simple furnaces, that's perfectly fine. So now this leads up to the I don't know ship terminology. Whatever the room up there is with where the chain winds up here. We come down, then we got a staircase down, or we can go down the ladders. And this is our storage room, which I've started actually putting things in here and labeling things. So we got plenty of storage for a while at least, and it'll help us actually get kind of organized. And then here we have our enchanting setup. I ran out of bookshelves, so it's not symmetrical, but it is a level 30 setup. And then we got more storage up here, which right now all I have is lapis. So yeah, I think this is going to be good as a starter base. It's obviously not perfect, but we got plenty of room for storage, which is really my main concern. And hopefully I can actually stay organized because we have so many chests here. We obviously have a few things missing with our base. Now, we're going to be doing more stuff over there in time. You know, I said I wanted in that area is going to be a city of some sort, probably a more modern city. I'll probably make some sort of a port here. At the very least, docks for, boats, and I'm going to be using that island mainly for actually my nether portal. I have an idea for a nether portal, at least it kind of goes with the ship, so I'm going to be working on that soon, but I need a lot of bone blocks, and I have, like, 5 bones. Alright, I have 1 bone with me. That's probably all I have. So now, I think I want to take a little look and see what everyone else is doing. Oh, my boat is on the other side. I want to take a look and see what everyone else is doing. I guess we will start with my younger brother, who is somewhere off this way. Actually, never mind. We don't want to go there yet because we don't have our leather boots. So let's head back to shore. Because I haven't finished moving everything over to the Enterprise yet, so it's still off in the village. So let's go find our leather boots, and then we'll head towards spawn, because there is actually another portal there. I don't have one yet. Again, I want at least one to be over there, but I don't have the supplies I need to be able to build the structure it'll go in. Alright, so we do have some stuff going on here. So, this was my mom's little starter house. She's actually moved off and is working that way. This is my dad's area. He's focusing mostly on mining right now, so he doesn't actually have a real structure, but he's working on gathering all sorts of resources. And then this is my older brother right now. Oof, he's got quite the... Oh, Michael, you're here.
Yes.
Hello there. You got quite the farming setup.
Wait, where are you?
Up here on my horse.
Oh.
Hello there. I was going to go visit Joseph. Okay, bye. Ah. Ah, I'm stuck. Alright, so I think it's this way. I don't like coming through the nether, but I think it's this way. Hello there? Are you here? Well, he's going a little bit overboard on the theming here, but what's with the cows? What's with the cows? Joseph, are you here? Ooh. Yeah, see, he's probably done the most actual work of all of us. What's with that water? But so, yeah, I'm not sure. He's probably... You know what? He's probably up the mountain, because I think he's planning on having his base be up the mountain eventually. I like the Peddler's to know you can just climb it like scaffolding. Alright, yeah, so he hasn't done anything here yet. So... Actually, it looks like he might be heading back to his cave, so we can surprise him and just see what he's up to. I'm assuming I know where he's working then, if he's not here. Ooh. We have a friend.
Ow. 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 Ow.
Okay.
Ow. Ow.
He's just freezing to death.
Ow.
So yeah, I think... Oh yeah, I see where he is. So I think my older brother's working on some sort of farm. My younger brother, yeah, he's working on a bridge. Jeez, why do they all have so many resources to be able to build such things already? I mean, granted, I've probably put in the least time of gathering resources, but still. Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Why do you have so many boats over there?
Because, okay, so you want to hear the story?
Sure.
Well, once. Okay, that oak boat, I have no idea. Oh, that oak boat, I actually don't know what it was. This oak boat was, I came from your base and I came over the mountain over by my igloo and then I boated back over here. This one boat was my original boat that I left here, but I forgot one time that I left it here. So I made another boat and that's this one that I came down with.
Yeah, why would you think
Howdy.
why would you think building here was a good idea?
Mike.
So yeah, you got 13.
Ooh, diamonds! Oh, sorry. I honestly misclicked. I'm sorry. I honestly misclicked.
I have a flame sword. Just saying.
Wait, so what are you offering, Mike?
I have 10 bones. I need some stuff.
If you have, Michael...
I'll trade the slime balls for the bones.
Okay, so like 10 bones.
Michael, if you have, I could use like 200 bones, at least.
So Matthew, do you need bones or bone blocks?
Bone blocks.
Alright, I will get you that.
Really?
Where? Do you know where Sultan Valley is or something?
No,
He's just gonna go adventuring.
I'm gonna be mysterious.
You have a mob farm already?
No,
Where is it?
I don't actually.
I'm gonna
Alright,
follow
thanks.
you until you show me where it is.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Oh wait, do you actually have a source of bone blocks?
I will in a minute. That's what I need the slime for.
You're building a farm?
I am.
What kind of farm?
It's a mystery.
Okay, so I'll just follow you.
And by the way, your horse came through.
Oh, come on. Ah!
Haha.
Hey!
I was getting mad at the port.
What?
Alright, I was getting mad at the port. So I will get you all the bone blocks you'll ever want.
Can I come see whatever farm you're building?
Nope,
Why do you have to be weird?
it's a mystery.
That was just dirt last time I was here. When I just came by before, it was dirt.
Aha. Anyway, see you later.
Alright, bye. Yeah, so I guess he's doing some upgrades, because that was definitely dirt when we came by about 10 minutes ago. Alright, cool. Well, that was only semi-productive. It is interesting seeing what everyone else is doing, and I don't know how they have, like, the resources and time and energy to actually build farms and things yet. I mean, it took me a while to get up the motivation to do the, to build the enterprise. Like, yeah, I spent some time gathering materials and whatever, but a lot of it was just me kind of hanging out. I wasn't really doing much. So I don't know how everyone is doing so much so quickly. But I guess that's kind of motivation. So I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. In the next one, I'm going to start building some farms. And actually, probably between this episode and the next, I'm going to build an iron farm. I'm not going to build it on camera because I already did that. I'm going to be using the exact same iron farm design that I used in the previous world, which was by Nembomb, and I actually got it from Mumbo Jumbo, but I'm going to be using that design again because it was ridiculously efficient. I had way more iron than I knew what to do with. So yeah, probably before the next episode, I'm going to build that because I need some farm, and then I'm going to have to plan out some other farms, and yeah, we will definitely in the next episode be building some farms. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and until next time, so long!